Enfants Riches Deprimes, also known as ERD, is a real luxury brand. And you're probably saying like, yeah, of course, I know that. It's absurdly expensive. They charge like $800 for a t-shirt. Of course they're a luxury brand. No. Here's what I'm saying. They are now newly a real legit luxury brand. And what do I mean by that? So ERD, they have always made stuff out of incredible materials using great kind of more artisanal methods in small batches. So very high-end stuff. And then they will destroy it and crap all over it and thrash it and tear holes in it and make it look like crap and then sell it for a lot of money. It's worked very, very well for them for many years, but I feel like now they are not content to just be the thrashed, messed up, punk, high-end brand. Because now they're making really good stuff that's competitive with the most high-end brands in the world, both in materials and design and craftsmanship. And I have 3 pieces today that really highlight that. Yeah, 3. Please. It's been a long time since we've had 3 pieces in an ERD roundup video, and these are some of the best ERD pieces I have ever had. Look, they're in stock paper. Only fancy stuff comes in stock paper. I have a sweater, okay, an insane sweater. I have a button-down shirt, one of the most insane button-down shirts they've probably ever made, and a piece of jewelry that I think puts them into the upper echelons with the greatest silversmiths in the world. So stick around. These pieces are insane. We're going to check out the details. Then we're going to try them on, see how they feel, how they fit, throw some fits together. All right, it's going to be a good video. Let's get into it. Oh, and if you're into ERD, that means you may have some money to burn, because, geez, this is expensive. And if you do, I have a Grailed. I sell lots of stuff that I've shown on the channel before and all sorts of other stuff that you've never even seen. Link is in the description. Thank you. Okay, we have 3 pieces here, and they're just going to get progressively gnarlier, so let's just get started and see what's behind door number 1. Okay, so first up, this is the long sleeve Lake Geneva shirt, and we've actually already looked at a Lake Geneva shirt on this channel, but that one was very different from this one. That one was like punk, old school Riccardo Tisci, Givenchy Rottweiler type of vibes, whereas this one is like high luxury Loro Piana type of vibes. It's a very different end of the spectrum, and it's insane. I think the first and most important thing we need to look at is this pattern and design and the fabrication, because it's crazy. So when you get in really close here, you can see it's obviously it's like a check pattern, kind of like damier, Louis Vuitton type of vibes, but I really love the contrast. It's all monochromatic, it's all black, so the contrast comes from the difference in the weave of this piece. You've got a more solid, kind of tight weave here, and then a more textured one that gives it a darker kind of look so that that check pattern really, really pops. And the other Lake Geneva shirt we looked at was cotton. This is not cotton, okay? This right here is 72% wool, 28% silk. A wool and silk woven check shirt by Enfants Riches Deprimes. Wrap your brains around that real quick. And by the way, this one was made in Italy, so it was made at their factory that they have started using more recently over the past, year or 2 or so. And they're really putting it to good use here because they are going so hard with this fabric. Like, somebody just found this and was like, this is some of the best feeling shit I've ever felt, and they threw it into a shirt, and I'm so glad they did. It's got these classic like mother of pearl buttons that they use on most of their stuff, and what they've also started doing is putting the logo around the edge of the buttons, which is a really nice touch. And also for the if you know, you know crowd, you also get an embroidered logo right at the chest pocket here. And you can actually see something shiny here. What is that? Oh, they give me a nice little extra button. Thank you so much, ERD. I appreciate it. So easily the craziest part is the pattern and the fabric, and you get a little logo there. But I also love on these Lake Geneva shirts, they give it a nice wide like camp spread collar, which is really nice. By the way, you can see the tag here. On this one, they put the season under it. So this is Printemps Été 2023. I don't know if I pronounced that right, whatever. But yeah, super sick spread collar. They do include a little button loop here, so you could fully button it up if you wanted to. They do include that there, but why would you want to button that up? That's so nice. It's kind of like a wide cut. They've got splits at the sides, and then you've got these really, really nice kind of dress shirt style cuffs right here, with double buttoning and this extra little bit of detailing going on here, a little pointed arrow, just classic dress shirt construction there. And there's the back right there. Just look at that shine off that woolen silk. That is so sick. And don't forget, I told you it gets crazier from here. Let's see how that's even possible. So we've got 2 pieces left, and now it is time to talk about this jewelry. This is the sickest piece of ERD jewelry I have ever had. So if we zoom in here, we can see it came from Essence, and so that's the Essence sticker right there, and this is the brand sticker that they put on, so they call it the Sterling Buckle Bracelet, silver 1 size. Let's take this out. This right here is a new level for the silversmithing of the brand. They've always had great jewelry, competitive with like a Chrome Hearts or something like that in my opinion, but this is insane. So first off, let's talk about the design because it's just incredible. So it's got all these points of like articulation, and what it does is obviously it turns into like a rounded bracelet. And this, of course, is a belt buckle. So what happens is the end goes in there, and then there's holes where it buckles right in, and then it's not like pliable like a leather belt, so how do you get it through the belt loop? Well, the loop actually comes right up. See that? How sick is that? A little hinge, so then that pops right over there, and you shut this, and you're done. So the design is just so sick, but it's also like the choices and the tastefulness of this that really make it shine. So I love previous ERD jewelry. Like here's a bracelet right here, this snake bracelet. And the thing is they were really relying on oxidation to give it this kind of, I don't know, more like punk, darker aesthetic. But here they're really relying on the craftsmanship. They don't need the crazy, Chrome Hearts oxidation. They can just rely on this design. It's so tasteful, so polished, so bright, and you just get this nice little bit of design within the edges where it goes in here, and that is so clean. And then at the back, it's this crazy, like hammered, pebbled kind of look. You also get the logo right there underneath the little buckle that opens up. But this, I don't know, it shows a level of confidence that I'm really impressed by, and I really think it makes them competitive with like, the Cartiers and Tiffany's of the world. Like, I think you could put this up against any of that stuff any day, and it's incredibly competitive, which is insane to see how far they've come with their jewelry in quite a short amount of time. I love this piece. So we gotta show you. I gotta fully do this, okay? So let's pretend we're putting it on. So we've got this here. Love how that tapers off and it's kind of just a little bit rounded right there. So this will go in here. Oh my God, it's so hard to do this on camera. Okay. So that's going in there, and then we need this to get in one of these holes. There we go. So now it's in the hole, but again, it's just hitting up against that buckle. So what we do is open this up. Boom. And then this goes right in there, and this closes on top. How sick is that? That is so dope. I told you I saved the craziest for last, so that's what we've got here. This is the Net Assemblage Sweater. Let's check it out. Okay, how sick is that? But let me tell y'all, you do not know fear until you have tried to put this piece on a hanger, okay? You do not understand. Let me get these tags off because they're just kind of like weighing it down. So, the Net Assemblage Sweater. I'm guessing they do a French spin on it, give it that, pronunciation. And what is that? I think it's exactly what it sounds like, essentially. It's something that has been assembled. It's like they're more handmade type of pieces, and you can see why, especially in this case. This is very clearly a handmade knit sweater here, and I love the differences in texture. First of all, I just love an open knit to begin with, but when you give it all of these different layers and it's got like a gauziness to it, and over here it's incredibly open, whereas over here it's much tighter, like it just gives this piece so much intrigue and so many levels of depth that make it really, really pop. And the really cool part about this is if you get in close, it really is like a net type of fabrication. Like that is the method and material that they've used here. It's so cool. Obviously you can see the tags are right there. I think that's even a size tag poking right through. So this guy right here is a 100% cotton knit. These nets is cotton, and it is also made in Italy. So they're really, really relying on that Italian factory these days, it looks like. And this one, it's actually from the same season, but they gave it the one tag, which I think is better because every tag here is going to be very visible, so the less the better, I think. And this is just so, so dope. There's so many cool details here. There essentially isn't a neckline. Like the shape of it is kind of like a crew neck, but there's no difference. The knit just kind of ends, so there's no like ribbed crew neck or anything, which would kind of ruin it. I love that. And then, like I was saying, you've got these different layers and textures to it. It's tightest over here, where it's a much tighter type of net, almost like a basketball hoop type of look. And then over here, very, very thin. And you get that all over the place. Like over here, kind of at the bottom, it's kind of in between the two, whereas over this sleeve, you're getting it very tight, but then around the side, it's this much, much looser, kind of messier knit. And same deal, the top of this one, and again, this is asymmetrical, very different from the other sleeve, very tight at the top of this arm, and then opens up to the bottom. And I also love how they're finishing it. Like, look at the hem here. So cool. So it's an incredibly open knit, and then they tighten it up to give it a sort of artificial hem in a way. I don't know, it's hard to just look at individual details of this because every thread and every choice here is very specific and very interesting, but I just think this is one of the most interesting pieces they've produced, and also it gives a different type of look for ERD. This is not a normal piece for them. This is a very interesting, different, out there type of piece, but I also think it's gonna really, really fit into the closet of somebody who's into like a Rick Owens or into that like opium, homeless chic kind of aesthetic, and it leans much more in that direction than the usual ERD piece, while also being absurdly, absurdly well made and high end. All right, all three of these pieces, I think truly some of the highest quality stuff that Enfants Riches Deprimes has ever made in their entire history as a brand. I'm so excited to try it on, and I'm excited for you to see it. So we can't just try it on though, we're gonna need some fits. We gotta build some stuff around these pieces. So let's see what we're gonna wear them with. Okay, I'm actually excited for this one. I think both of these pieces can work together. You can have this as like the undershirt, this as an overshirt, and we've also got the bracelet, which is gonna look really good with those. So I think we just need pants, shoes, and maybe some other accessories and stuff. So for pants, probably the most important other piece, I'm gonna go with these Blind Date studded pocket flared leg jeans. Blind Date is actually, if you didn't know, a resale store, but they put out a couple pieces of clothing that really, really impressed me. The other most important part is gonna be these shoes. And I think what we're gonna do here is go with the blue painted Guidi back zip boots. These are so, so sick. And really that's kind of all we need. Maybe some other accessories. And I actually think I'm also gonna accessorize this with another ERD piece, this skinny yellow rose buckle belt, this brand here at the tip. I love this piece. That with the blue I think will be good. So let's see what happens here. All right, let's get it poppin'. I am actually very excited for this fit, and we've got to start right off with the net Ablage Sweater here. Putting it on, the sizing is really, really interesting on this. They've made it intentionally very slim, so I'm usually a size small. This is tagged a size medium because it did note to size up here, and even the medium is tight on me. It's intentionally slim, and I understand that, so I'm very, very glad I sized up because I could see even a medium or a large working for me here. A small would have been way too small. But the look is so cool. I love all of these differences in the knit, and I really do like this slim fit. I think it makes a lot of sense here. I also really like how the neck ends up kind of straight since it doesn't have a legit collar, if you know what I mean. But we've got to get some other clothes on here stat. So let's throw on these blind date jeans. These are like an all-purpose basic staple that I've been going to again and again because they really work with anything. And that flared leg is very, very current, very hip, very modern, and it works with like everything, especially some boots. But first, let's get the belt on. We got to get this thing belted. I love my ERD rose buckle belt, the yellow one, this like skinny, I think it's like a, 1 centimeter or whatever. So cool, and I really like this pop of color with this outfit so far. And now for those boots, the Guidi boots. Of course, I think blue works really well with yellow, that makes sense, but also the high gloss of the paint gives an extra little bit of pop to this entire outfit. And the stacking of the jeans over these boots is working really well for me here. All right, and now it is time for the sterling silver buckle belt bracelet. Getting this on is incredibly easy. I love everything that they did here. The fit of it is really good. I could see it probably maybe being too small on some people, but I have small wrists, so it's a bit roomy on me, and I think that works really well. I just love that hinge of shutting the buckle over the like extra belt area of this. I really think that's a nice touch. And I think this is the kind of piece that could pull all sorts of looks together. So this right here is an incredible base for an outfit. I really like everything that's going on here. I think I would be happy going out in this any day. I think this is a perfect base. So now you could pretty much throw any type of outerwear or other accessories on this to build off of it. But of course we have one more ERD piece. So to finish this look off, we're gonna go with the wool and silk check Lake Geneva shirt. And this one is also tagged a size medium, but the fit is very, very different from the net sweater. Where the net sweater was a slim fit and even sizing up, still slim, this is a very roomy fit. I was actually expecting this to be kind of like a more European fitted type of thing because that's what I'm used to, especially in this type of check, old school, high luxury type of pattern. But really with the camp collar, spread collar, it looks like in ERD's mind, what they're going for here is more of like a lounge shirt, a pajama shirt type of thing. So it's a much more open, flowy type of fit, which I'm not mad about. But for that reason, I think this works best when it's open and unbuttoned, especially it's showing the net sweater underneath. So you get the pop of the wool and silk, the check, that's amazing, and very, very roomy, flowy, whereas before without it, the fit was a little bit constricted because the sweater is such a constricting and tight piece, intentionally so. So I really like the dimensions that the check shirt is adding to the whole thing. And you could go even crazier. Again, more accessories. You could throw like a coat over this, another piece of outerwear. I could throw on a hat, whatever. But just showing this as the base, I think is working incredibly well. And this is honestly one of my favorite fits that I've put together on the channel in quite some time. So I think that just goes to show that these were some good choices of pieces. And I also think, like I said, it really shows the new levels of luxury that ERD is reaching. They've got the Ablage Sweater, which kind of harkens back to the old school. It's got a kind of like thrashed feel, but again, moving into that like opium Rick Owens type of direction. You've got the Bracelet, which like I said, I think is on literally like Cartier levels of jeweler. Like that is a level they were not at before that they are now starting to hit. And if you look at other stuff they've released recently, like they've got a new, more intricate silver spoon, really cool stuff. I love what they're doing. And finally, the Lake Geneva shirt, that's just leveling up in terms of the fabrication and the craftsmanship and some of the techniques that they're using with this Italian factory. I really love. So damn, it looks like ERD, it's only going up from here. God. All right, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. I love ERD. They're on a whole new level. Every year, they're just getting crazier, and I'm excited to see what comes next. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, comment, all that good stuff that helps me in the algorithm, and I'll see you next time.